Can you introduce yourself and tell us where you live?
My name's Bally Philip and I fish out of Kylakin on the Isle of Skye.
And can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
I work full-time as a fisherman. However, I also work as a local fisheries rep.
What do you do to reduce negative impacts on the marine environment?
I would argue the first part of my life that's contributing towards negative impacts on the marine environment is just choosing the job I choose. I work as a creel fisherman, and out of all of the types of fishing which we can do in the fishing industry, it is my preference as it's a very low impact, sustainable type of fishing.
And why should we protect the marine environment on the northwest coast of Scotland?
I think we should protect the marine environment because it's important to, even if it's not just important individually to us, it's important to everybody who lives in coastal communities and our children. And it's an important part of the natural world, really.
And who can act to improve the marine environment?
I think everybody can act to improve the marine environment, whether it's by the choices we make when we go to the shops, or whether we pick a bit of litter up when we go to the beach, or we just think about where the seafood comes from that we eat.
And Bally, what do you think a marine environmental hero looks like?
I think a marine environmental hero looks like anybody who takes action, whether it's the person who buys the ecologically sound toothbrush all the way through to the person campaigning to save the whales. I think we've all got our part to play.
What one tip would you give to someone wanting to become an environmental hero themselves?
I think if you want to become an environmental hero, you've really just got to do what you think you can. For some people, that really, that's paddling around the country. For other people, it's just buying an ecologically sound bar of soap. I think we can all do our bit.
Do you have a marine environmental hero? If so, who is it?
Okay, so my environmental hero is a girl called Ruth Thurston, who's a scientist who wrote a very important paper called Ecological Meltdown in the Firth of Clyde. And what it does is it looks at the history of fishing and the history of the ecology of the sea. And it shows that even in my own lifetime, I'm not familiar with the abundance that was once there.
If you had a chance to say something to the people at COP26, what would it be? What would you say to them?
So I would say do more and do it sooner, because time is running out on so many levels.
Can you tell us what sustainable fishing is and why it's so important?
So sustainable fishing is any type of fishing that really can be done over and over again without depleting the marine resources. And it's very important that we do this, because otherwise, slowly but surely, the fishing industry will die as well as the environment. So sustainability is key to having a healthy fishing industry.
Why do you think it's so important that we have marine protected areas?
I think it's very important that we have marine protected areas because there are things in the sea which just can't survive the ravages of some of the other activities that we do in the sea, whether it be fishing or building fish farms or wind farms. There are certain areas and certain species which are really sensitive to the things we do, and we really have a duty to protect them.